Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Emil and today we are going to crochet this carpet with a 6-pointed star with 35 centimeter diameter. So let's get started. What we are going to need to crochet this carpet is about 50 grams of this cotton thread, recommended to work with 2 to 3 millimeter crochet hooks, and we are going to use the 2 millimeter crochet hook. Also, we are going to use a scissors and a sewing needle. So let's get started. Well, let's get started with the first row of the carpet, and what we're going to do is chain 5, which will be the center of the carpet. So we are going to twist the thread so the tail stay under the thread coming from the bow, and then introduce the crochet hook into this small loop and pull the thread in through the loop. And now what we are going to do is take the thread over and pull through the previous chain again. Yarn over and pull through the chain 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then what we are going to do is slip into the first chain, introduce the hook into the first chain and do slip stitch. So this how we get this small circle around which we are going to make the first row. And for the first row, what we need to do is 6 couples of double crochets with 2 chain separation between each of them. So we're gonna chain 3 extra, 1, 2, 3, which is the measure of the double crochet, and we are going to do another double crochet into this loop. So yarn over, introduce the hook into this small loop, grab the yarn and pull through the loop, and then we're gonna close 2 by 2, which is 2, the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches. So this is the double crochet, and we already have the first couple of double crochets. Then what we are going to do is chain 2, 1, 2, which is the distance between each couple of the first row. So we are going to do another couple, yarn over into the loop, grab the yarn, close 2, close 2, again yarn over into the small loop, pull the yarn through the loop, close 2, close 2. So we already have 2 couples of double crochets. Again chain 2 and the next couple of double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how we continue until we have the 6 couples of double crochets with 2 chains distance between each of them. Well, each couple of double crochets is 1 point of the star, and once we have the 6 couples, what we are going to do is chain 2 and go to the third chain, 1, 2, 3, and into the third chain we're gonna slip 1, and this is how we over the first row. Let's continue with the second row, where we have to do 2 increases in each point of the star. So we are going to start with chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is how we start every row, every next row. And then for the first increase, what we are going to do is into the same space where we have the 3 chains, what we are going to do is another double crochet here in the same space, 1 double crochet, and then we are going to do another increase in the same point of star, so which is this chain here, and what we're going to do here is 2 double crochets. So we get 1 and 2 double crochets in the same space. So we already have the 2 increase for the first point of the star. To go to the next point of the star, we are going to do another 2 chains, and then again 2 increases in each double crochet of the previous row. So we are going to do 1 double crochet here, and in the same chain another double crochet. So this is the first increase. Another increase in the next one here, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets in the same space. So this is how we're gonna do each point of star. So for the next one we are going to chain again 2 and again 2 increases, 1 in each double crochet of the previous row, 1 and 2 increases. So this is how we're going to continue until we have the second row. Once we have the 6 points of the stars, we are going to oval with chain 2 and slip in the third chain. Well, from the third row, what we are going to start to do is 1 increase in the first double crochet of the point of each point of the star, and 1 increase in the last double crochet of each point of the star. And in the middle we are going to have in every row 2 double crochets more. So let's start with the first point of the star. So we are going to start again chaining 3, and in the same space here we are going to do another double crochet, which will be the first increase. Then we have to go to the last double crochet where we are going to make the second increase. So we need to complete the double crochets in the middle. So we have 1 here, 1 double crochet, and another double crochet in the next stage. Then once we have the last double crochet, we are going to make another increase, doing 1 and 2 double crochets in the same space. Well, this is how we are going to make every point of the star, and this is how increase every point of the star. So for the next one we are going to chain again 2, and then we start with 1 increase in the first double crochet of the previous row, 1 and 2. Then the stitches we have in the middle, which are 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and we go into the last double crochet of this point of star where we are doing another increase. So in every row, in every next row, we are going to have 2 more double crochets in the middle. So instead of make only 2 double crochets in the next row, we are going to have 4 double crochets in between the first and the second increase of each point of the star. So chain 2 and again 1 and 2 double crochet in the same chain of the previous row for the first increase, and then we have 1 and 2 double crochet going to the last one where we are doing another increase of 2 double crochet in the same chain. So this is how we continue until we have the 6 points of the star in the row number 3. To over the third row, again we chain 2, and into the third chain we do slip stitch, and what we have to do is again start with chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and 1 double crochet in the same space, in the same chain, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet into the last, going to the last chain of the first point of the star. 2, 3 and 4, and into the last chain we do 1 increase of 2 double crochet. And this is how we will continue until the row number 10 with 2 increases in each point of the star. One in the first and one in the last chain of each point of the star, and always with 2 chains between each one of them. So let's continue until the row number 10, where we will have 20 double crochets in each point of the star. So let's continue with them. Well, this is how it looks like after the 10 rows the carpet, and if everything is going okay, we should have 20 double crochets in each tip of the star. And what we are going to do now is continue decreasing each tip and at the same time increasing the separation between them. And what we are going to do in this row is continue with 20 double crochets in each tip, and just we are going to increase the separation with 4 chains. So we are going to start with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and instead of increasing, we are just starting from the next stitch, from the next chain, and we are going to repeat all the double crochets from the row below. Once we have the 20 double crochets, what we are going to do is chain 4 instead of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to skip this space, and from the very first stitch of the next tip, we are going to start again with double crochets, the same 20 double crochets of the row below. And this is the difference between the row number 10 and row number 11. No increasings, and instead of 2 chains we got 4 chains. And let's continue with it. Once we are over the row number 11, what we are going to do is continue decreasing each point of the star, and at the same time we are going to increase the spaces between them. So for the very first point, what you're going to do first is slip into the next chain, and the same chain we pull it through the previous one. And then we continue with chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which is the measure of the double crochet. And then we are going to continue with double crochets to the penultimate stitch of the row below, which means this one, not the last one, the penultimate, this one. So let's continue with them. So we are going to the penultimate stitch, which is this one here, that's the penultimate, and we are going to skip the last one. So this will be the decrease on this side of the point. And then we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and start with the increasing in the space between the points. So what you're going to do is 2 double crochets together, which means yarn over, introduce into the space, pull the yarn, and then we have to close only the very first 2 stitches, and we're going to repeat all the same. Yarn over, into the same space, grab the yarn, and close only the very first 2 stitches. And now we are going to close the 3 stitches we have on the hook. So this is the first 2 double crochets together. Then we are going to chain 2 more, 1, 2, and do the same. Yarn over, introduce into the same space, grab the yarn, pull through the space, and close just 2 stitches. Again, yarn over, through the space, and close only the very first 2 stitches. And now we close the 3 stitches. And this is the increase we are going to do between the points. And then we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and again we are going to skip the very first stitch, and from the second one we are going to continue with double crochet until the penultimate double crochet of the row below, which means this one here. Well, we are going again to the penultimate stitch, which is this one here, and we're gonna skip the last one again. So this is the decrease on this side. And then we are going to chain 2 again and 2 double crochets together. Yarn over, pull through the space, pull the yarn through the space, and then we close only 2 stitches. Again, yarn over, introduce into the same space, pull through the space, and close just 2 stitches. And now we are going to close all of them together. Again, chain 2, 1, 2, and the same 2 double crochets together. 2, chain 2, and continue with the next point, skipping the very first stitch and continue to the penultimate. So this is what we are going to do with each point of the star until we over the row number 12. Well, how we over the row? We are going to the penultimate stitch of the 6th point of the star, and we are going to do the same. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2 together. Again, chain 2 and 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2 together. Again, chain 2, and we are going to count the third chain, 1, 2, 3. Into the third chain, slip stitch. And again, to start the next row, what we're going to do is slip into the next one. So this will be the decrease of the very first point of the star, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and continue with double crochet to the penultimate stitch of this point of the star. Well, I'm going to the penultimate stitch of the very first point of the star, and what we are going to do here is again the increase, but at the same time we have to complete the spaces between the increase and the point of the star. So what we are going to do is chain 2 and 2 double crochets together in the space between the increase and the point. So we are going to do 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets together, and then chain 2, and we are going to do the same increase of 2 double crochets together, 1, 2, 2 chains, and again 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2 together. Well, so this is how we are going to increase each time in every next row, but at the same time we have to complete every time we increase, we have more spaces between the points of the star and the increase. So in the next row we are going to have 2 double crochets in the first space, chain 2 chains, and again 2 double crochets in the next space. So in each row we are growing with 1 increase of 2 double crochets, and this is how we are going to grow in each row the spaces between the points of the star. So chain 2, the next motif of 2 double crochets together, chain 2, and again we are skipping the very first stitch of the next point, and we are going to do 1 double crochet to the second one. Well, this is how it looks, the row number 13, and again we are going to start the next one with 1 slip stitch into the next chain and then chain 3, and again we continue with double crochets to the penultimate stitch of the first point of the star. Well, this is the penultimate stitch, the penultimate double crochet of the very first point of the star, and what we're going to do is complete each space, so there are 2, 1, 2, with 1 motif of 2 double crochets together, going to the increase. So 2 chain 2, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets together, the very first motif, 2 chains, and again the motif of 2 double crochets together, and again chain 2 and the increase of 1 motif of 2 double crochets and chain 2 and 2 double crochets. So if you see, we have one more space between the increase and the point of the star, and one more motif. So in the next row we are going to have 3 motifs and 4 spaces, and then we are going to have 4 motifs and 5 spaces. And at the same time we decrease 2 stitches in each point of the star. So we are going to continue until we have only 4 stitches in each point. So we are going to decrease 2 stitches in each row, and in each row they are going to be 2 less until we have only 4 stitches in each point of the star, and at the same time increasing the spaces between. Well, this is how it looks like after the 19 rows of the carpet with only 4 double crochets in each point of the star. The carpet is made in 20 rows, so we got one more and last row to over the carpet. So let's continue with it. Well, let's continue with the last row. We are going to go again with 1 slip stitch into the next chain, and then we're going to chain only 2, 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet into the next chain. So this is how we are going to over each point of the star with 2 double crochets, one motif of 2 double crochets together in each point of the star, into the 2 in the middle of the 4 double crochets, I mean the second and the third one. And then what you are going to do is chain 1 and go with the border stitch, which is 1 double crochet into the next place, 3 chain 3, and then into the previous chain with the double crochet together, pull the yarn through these 2 loops, and then we are going into the base of the double crochet, and we are going to pull another stitch, and these 3 stitches we close together. So this is the motif in all the border. Again, chain 1 into the same space, 1 double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again into the previous chain with the double crochet, pull the yarn through these 2 loops, and then into the loop of the base of the double crochet, and then these 3 together, and we got the same motif. Again, 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 3 chains, 1, 2, and these 3 together. Well, this is how we are going to continue for all the row around the carpet. And don't forget that we got increase in the middle of the space between the points of the star, and what we are going to do here is one of these motifs with 1 chain and another motif. So we got 2 motifs in the same space with 1 chain separation between them. So let's continue with that. And this is how it looks like, the carpet with 35 centimeters in diameter. I hope you really like it, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to do it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me in my Instagram. Bye bye.